What have you got against the Weather Bureau?
Well, the fact that they're politicizing weather forecasts now. And you're going to say to me, what? How's that possible?
You took the words out of my mouth. Go ahead.
And I am going to tell you that Tropical Storm Andrea was not a tropical storm. In order for a tropical storm, at least when I went to college 20-something years ago, these have to be warm core systems. The tropical systems owe their existence to warm water. Water is at 80 degrees or higher. That energy is transferred into the lower parts of the atmosphere. It kicks off a process that causes clouds to develop, thunderstorms to develop. Those thunderstorms become organized. They start to rotate. All sorts of good things happen. We have a tropical system. There are also what we call extratropical systems. They are the systems that bring us here in New York State rain in the summer, snow in the winter, sleet, all sorts of good stuff. They are cold core systems. Cold air above makes the atmosphere unstable. The warmer air underneath the cold air starts to rise. Boom, you get an area of low pressure. There is a third type of storm, and that storm is a hybrid. A hybrid is a storm that has some tropical characteristics and some extratropical characteristics. One of the characteristics of a hybrid system is a lot of heavy rain and an asymmetrical wind field where you find the winds in the storm system stronger on one side than the other. Andrea was a hybrid. It was an area of low pressure developing over some relatively warm water in the Gulf of Mexico. One of the key signatures of a tropical weather system, if you've ever seen, a textbook of a hurricane, it's round, right? It's nice and circular. A textbook picture of an extratropical cyclone is it looks like a comma. You've got the area of cloudiness around the low-pressure center. That looks like the head of the comma. And then along the cold front, you get the tail of the comma on the satellite photo. Andrea had a distinct comma shape as it developed. It has kept that comma shape as it's moved up the coast. Now, the other thing with Andrea is all the high winds have been north and east of the center of circulation. That is another sign of a hybrid system. Backside of the storm, there's not been a lot of rain, there hasn't been a lot of wind. So, when I was going to school, we did not name hybrid systems. You'd say there was an area of low pressure developing, it had extratropical and tropical characteristics. You'd have to wait and see, maybe it would become a tropical system, but we called them, it was a storm. Well, since now there's an agenda to promote extreme weather being driven by the greenhouse effect, we're grabbing all of these hybrid storms and saying they're tropical weather systems. What is that doing? It's skewing the statistics. It's making it look like tropical weather systems are going up. When I was in college, my college professor in statistics said the following: statistics can be made to prove anything, especially if you're manipulating the data set and not telling the end user what you're doing. So, in effect, we've now changed what a tropical weather system is. So it's raising the number of incidences, which is saying that storms are occurring more frequently. They're occurring earlier. They're occurring later. It must be because of global warming. Okay? Now, I'm an atmospheric scientist. I've been doing this for 20 years. I have said on your show, it is not a good idea to put carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Sooner or later, it's going to come back and bite us on the butt, and it's going to be a really big bite if we don't stop doing it. But I have also said to run around like Chicken Little and screaming that the world is going to end because of global warming is wrong as well. This type of baloney infuriates me because it is not the truth. And as a meteorologist, we try to get the truth to the end user because we always get told, oh, you meteorologists, only job in the world, you can be wrong and still keep it. So my personal feeling is if we're trying to be right, we need to be right. The fact that they're changing the definition of what a tropical weather system is or how they're classifying them, and they're not telling everybody, is doing this service to everyone. Because everyone who hears tropical storm is going to think, hey, Sandy, we're going to get blasted. That's not what this type of storm has the capability of doing. These type of storms have the capability of producing a lot of rain and very weak to moderate tornadoes. And we've seen that already. Eastern North Carolina this morning, eastern South Carolina. We saw it in Florida yesterday, and we're going to see the heavy rain from Washington to New York to Boston later today.